I am sitting in an airport terminal right now, my one-way ticket home clutched in my hand, and I still cannot believe what I just did. I left my 3 best friends stranded at a luxury resort in the Caribbean. I canceled every reservation, every dinner, every tour I had paid for. All because of a group chat I was not supposed to see. A group chat where they called me pathetic for trying to buy their love. These were guys I had known for over 10 years. Guys I thought would have my back no matter what. Turns out I was wrong about everything. Before I tell you what happened, I want to know where you are watching from. Drop a comment and let me know. If this story hits home for you, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And now let me tell you about the vacation that changed everything I thought I knew about friendship. I work in tech. For the past 3 years, I have been grinding on this massive project for my company. Late nights, weekends, barely seeing sunlight. But 2 months ago, it all paid off. The project launched successfully, and I got a bonus that made my eyes water. $25,000. It was the most money I had ever received at once in my life. The first thing I thought about was not a new car or a fancy watch. I thought about my boys, Kyle, Brandon, and Justin. We met in college over a decade ago. Kyle was my roommate in the dorms freshman year. We stayed up until 3 in the morning talking about everything from philosophy to our favorite pizza toppings. Brandon and I played on the same intramural basketball team. The guy could not shoot to save his life, but he had heart. Justin and I had practically every class together junior year. We survived organic chemistry as a team. After graduation, we all ended up in different cities. Kyle moved to Austin for work. Brandon landed in Denver. Justin stayed closer to home in Phoenix. I ended up in San Francisco. But we made it work. Group chats, annual meetups, the occasional road trip, or at least that is what I thought we had. My 30th birthday was coming up in a month, and I wanted to do something special, something we would all remember. I pitched the idea in our group chat. Turks and Caicos. 7 nights at a beachfront villa. My treat. The responses came fast. Kyle sent back 3 fire emojis. Brandon replied with, "Dude, are you serious? That sounds incredible." Justin wrote, "Count me in," but then the reality set in. Kyle mentioned he had just bought a new house, and money was tight. Brandon said his hours at work had been cut. Justin had actually lost his job 2 weeks prior and was living off savings. I did not even hesitate. I typed back, "Do not worry about it. I just got a huge bonus. Let me handle everything. Consider it my birthday gift to myself, getting to spend time with you guys." They protested at first. The usual man, "We cannot let you do that, and that is too much." But I insisted. I told them I had the money. I wanted to share it. And honestly, what was the point of success if you could not celebrate it with the people who mattered most? So, I booked everything. I found this incredible villa on Grace Bay Beach. 4 bedrooms, each with its own bathroom. Infinity pool overlooking the ocean. Floor-to-ceiling windows. The pictures looked like something out of a magazine. $3,000 per night, for 7 nights. I did not even blink. Then I booked business class tickets for all 4 of us. I wanted us to start the trip in style, not cramped in economy. Another few $1,000s. I rented a luxury SUV on the island so we could drive around comfortably. I made reservations at the best restaurants: Coco, Bistro, Infinity da Conch Shack, Opus Wine Bar. I booked a private snorkeling tour, a day trip on a chartered boat kayaking through the mangroves. When I tallied everything up, I was looking at around $35,000 total. It was more than my bonus, but I had savings. And honestly, I felt good about it. These were my brothers. We had been through college together, through breakups and job losses and family drama. This was my way of showing them how much they meant to me. The guys kept thanking me. "You are the best man. We do not deserve you. We will make this up to you somehow." I told them to stop. I did not need them to make anything up to me. I just wanted us to have an amazing time. The first 2 days were perfect. Better than perfect. We landed in Providenciales on a sunny Wednesday afternoon. The villa was even more beautiful in person. We spent the first hour just walking around, claiming our bedrooms, taking pictures of the view. The ocean was this impossible shade of turquoise that did not look real. That evening we hit Grace Bay Beach. The sand was powder soft and white. The water was warm and crystal clear. We swam until sunset, then showered and headed to Coco Bistro for dinner. The restaurant was tucked into a palm grove, with tables set under the trees and string lights creating this magical atmosphere. We ordered conch fritters, fresh lobster, and too many cocktails. Brandon told stories about his disastrous attempts at online dating. Kyle talked about the chaos of new homeownership. Justin opened up about the relief he actually felt after losing his job, how he had been miserable there for months. I sat back and watched them laugh, and I felt this warm satisfaction in my chest. This was exactly what I had wanted. This was worth every penny. Day 2, we went snorkeling at Smith's Reef. I had booked a private guide who took us to the best spots. We saw sea turtles, stingrays, and more colorful fish than I could count. Brandon freaked out when a small reef shark swam past. We gave him grief about it for the rest of the day. That night, we barbecued at the villa. Steaks and fresh fish from the local market. We sat by the pool with beers talking about the old days. Kyle brought up the time we accidentally set off the fire alarm in the dorms trying to make popcorn at 2 in the morning. Brandon reminisced about the championship game we lost by 1 point because he missed a free throw. We laughed until our sides hurt. On day 3, we took the boat tour. A beautiful yacht just for us, sailing around the small cays. We jumped off the boat into deep blue water, explored a tiny uninhabited island, drank rum punch until we were pleasantly buzzed. Everyone was posting photos to Instagram, tagging each other, writing captions about best trip ever and brotherhood. I felt on top of the world. This was what success meant. Not the money itself, but what you could do with it. The experiences you could create. The happiness you could share. But on the morning of day 4, something shifted. I woke up early that morning. I have always been an early riser, even on vacation. I made coffee in the villa's kitchen and stepped out onto the terrace. The sun was just coming up over the ocean, painting the sky pink and orange. I heard voices from the pool area. Kyle, Brandon, and Justin were already up, sitting in the lounge chairs. They were laughing about something, talking in animated voices. I grabbed my coffee and headed toward them, ready to join in on whatever was so funny. But the second I stepped into view, they went silent. The laughter cut off like someone had hit a switch. Kyle quickly put his phone face down on the table next to him. Brandon and Justin exchanged a glance. "Morning, guys," I said, trying to keep my tone light. "What is so funny? Wish I could have heard the joke." "Oh, nothing," Kyle said too quickly. "Just some dumb meme Brandon sent." "Yeah, stupid internet stuff," Brandon added, not quite meeting my eyes. Justin nodded but said nothing. I stood there for a moment, coffee in hand, feeling suddenly like an outsider. The vibe was off. Uncomfortable. Like I had interrupted something private. "Cool," I finally said. "Well, what do you guys want to do today? We have the kayak tour this afternoon." "Sounds good," Kyle said, still not looking at me properly. The rest of the morning felt weird. We went to brunch at Da Conch Shack, this casual beachfront spot known for its fresh conch. I paid the bill as usual. Justin clapped me on the shoulder and said, "Thanks, man. You are too generous." But something about the way he said it felt strange. Not warm like before. Almost sarcastic. I could not put my finger on it. During the kayak tour through the mangroves, I noticed they kept pulling out their phones and smirking at the screens. Every time I asked what was up, they said nothing or changed the subject. That evening we went to Infinity for dinner. It was a stunning restaurant, with tables on a pier extending over the water. The sunset was breathtaking, but I could barely enjoy it because I kept noticing the 3 of them glancing at their phones, then at each other, then stifling laughter. At one point, Brandon straight up cracked up, laughing loud enough that people at other tables looked over. Kyle immediately shot him a look and kicked him under the table. I saw it happen. "What is going on?" I asked directly. "Nothing, man," Justin said. "Brandon just had too much to drink." But Brandon had only had one beer. I knew he was not drunk. After dinner they said they wanted to take a walk on the beach. Alone. Without me. "I will come with you," I offered. "Nah, you should rest," Kyle said. "You look tired." I was not tired. I was confused and starting to feel hurt. But I said okay and went back to the villa by myself. I sat on the terrace for nearly 2 hours watching the waves, trying to figure out what I had done wrong. Had I been too controlling about the itinerary, too pushy about paying for everything? Was I annoying them somehow? When they finally came back, they went straight to their rooms without saying goodnight. I lay in bed that night, staring at the ceiling, unable to sleep. Something was very wrong, and I could not figure out what. Day 5 did not get better. At breakfast, everyone was on their phones, barely talking. The easy camaraderie of the first few days had evaporated. When I suggested we go snorkeling again, they agreed, but without enthusiasm. At the beach, the three of them swam together, laughing and splashing each other while I floated 20 feet away, feeling completely left out. It was like being back in middle school, watching the popular kids from the outside. When we got back to the villa, I decided I had to say something. "Okay, what is going on?" I asked, standing in the living room while they were sprawled on the couches. "You guys have been acting weird for 2 days. Did I do something to upset you?" "What? No, man," Kyle said, but he would not look at me. "You are imagining things," Brandon added. "Everything is fine," Justin insisted. But their eyes told a different story. They were lying to me and not even doing a good job of it. "Is it because I am paying for everything?" I pressed. "Because if that is making you uncomfortable, we can figure something else out." "It is not that," Kyle said. "Seriously, you are overthinking this. We are just tired from all the activities." I wanted to believe them, but I could not shake the feeling that I was missing something big. That evening we went to Opus Wine Bar. Beautiful place, incredible food, amazing wine list. And once again they were glued to their phones. At one point I saw Kyle's screen light up. I was sitting across from him and I could see the notification clearly. It was a group chat called Trip Squad. A message from Brandon appeared. My stomach dropped. Trip Squad. A group chat I was not part of. A group chat about this trip that did not include me. Why would they have a separate group chat? What were they saying that they did not want me to see? I felt sick. I barely touched my food for the rest of the meal. Day 6 started the same way. Quiet breakfast. Everyone on their phones. But I could not stop thinking about that group chat. What were they saying about me? Were they complaining about the trip, about me? The questions spun in my head all morning. We went snorkeling at Smith's Reef again, but I could not enjoy it. I kept watching the three of them swimming together, talking and laughing while I tagged along like a fifth wheel. Except there were only 4 of us, which somehow made it worse.